Hasan Minhaj, known for using his experience as an Asian American and a Muslim American in his comedy acts, has admitted to lying.
Woke comedy is the worst type of comedy. Now, there's a very popular comedian out there, Hasan, who has gone out and had numerous acts about him facing racial bias in the United States of America. And a lot of those stories had turned out to be completely false.
The Homecoming King is based on this story that he was supposed to go to prom with a white girl, got to the door, she's putting a corsage on a white guy. Because her parents didn't like the fact that Hasan was Indian. And that's terrible story.
Yeah.
Lady responds.
I know that pain.
And said, Lady responds and is like, not only is this not true, he asked me days before the prom, I just said no, and not only are my parents not racist, I'm married to an Indian.
My comedy, Arnold Palmer, is 70% emotional truth, this happened, and then 30% hyperbole, exaggeration, fiction.
One where he talks about a supposed informant who infiltrates the mosque community he's a part of. He made up this character. He gave him a name, the name of a real informant, but it had nothing to do with their community.
Just call it what it is. You're Juicy Smollett, just in a more comedy form. And it disgusts me. Because a lot of it you could tell was, let's just be frank, bullshit when you listen to his act, and he's just kind of pandering to that left-wing wokey crowd that thinks everything is due to racism, or that everyone faces a huge amount of discrimination. Is there racism in this world? Absolutely. There are people that do judge people on the color of their skin instead of the content of their character, and those people are highly immature and need to grow up. But can we just agree that continuing these false narratives to profit off of fake racism, that's also a disgusting act? And yes, the thing that I've seen is emotional truth. No, there's no such thing as emotional truth. There's no such thing as about, oh, your truth. It's the truth. That's the only thing that exists in the actual real world. None of these goofy new terms that people like to use. There's either the truth or the falsehoods. That's all there is. So for Hasan to have numerous stories, whether it be stories about the whole Brother Ed thing where he said he was racially profiled, had the police called on him for a pilot's license after speaking about jihad and being forced to the ground, which turned out it was stemmed from a hard foul in youth basketball against middle-aged men. So I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not even anywhere in the same realm. Him lying about white powder being sent to him in the mail, and even the fake prom story that was even told to the famous Flagrant 2 comedian Akash. A white woman didn't want to go to prom with him due to him being Indian, but that same white woman married an Indian man. Can we just agree the narratives that are being projected in these stories are harmful? It does not make people come together. It just divides people. And that's the problem with woke comedy altogether. It's no longer about making funny stories and stretching the truth. I'm not sitting here expecting a documentary from a comedian. A lot of their stories will definitely exaggerate. But to completely make up stories and have a hard basketball foul come into you being a possible jihadist and being slammed against the ground by police officers, I mean, you're no longer talking about a comedy special anymore. You're talking about a guy just having a political agenda trying to push that and push a certain narrative. It is troubling and it is disgusting that someone like Hasan has profited off of someone else's pain, just destroying other human beings' lives and continuing this projection that every single white person is racist. This country is more divided than ever. We have made a lot of massive steps forward, but it seems like it's okay to make up false narratives against white people, whereas if these stories were told about a black man, no white comedian would get away with emotional truths as the cosign. Now, to be fair, a lot of people have said this form of comedy is disgusting, and a lot of comedians are just taking the piss out of him. But it does make you wonder how many of these stories had any realm of truth. Because yes, you have certain comedians that have definitely exaggerated stories. But Hasan, for all intents and purposes, was more of a political commentary type comedian than anything else. And it makes me question everything he's ever said on stage. Now, he's not my type of comedy anyways, so it's not like I would really miss him if he stopped doing stand-up altogether. But I think we can all agree that woke comedy just really is not comedy anymore. It's just about you talking about your political opinions and trying to push a certain narrative, and that's disgusting. When I'm trying to watch a comedy show, I'm trying to just have a few laughs, enjoy my time out, and kind of make some jokes about the fucked up nature of the world we're living in. But to just completely fabricate stories and make yourself be the constant victim and just become the Jussie Smollett of comedy, I think is kind of pathetic in a way. I'd like to know your thoughts down below. Do you think Hasan should be just outright taken off of Netflix? You think his special's a joke? What are your thoughts about him as a comedian? I'd be very interested to know your thoughts down below. Got the ball. See you in the next one.